Oh, hey, I didn't hear you come by. Welcome back to the Great Alaskan Journey. I'm just in the garden fertilizing and watering our plants. But we want to show you what we've been up to this past week. We've done a lot to our garden, more things to make it beautiful and other things to help the plants grow. And we just want to show you everything we've done. It's been a gorgeous week and we've just been outside all the time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. We are placing our berries, seed buckthorns, everything into the ground today. Having a difficult time deciding where to put everything because of how big these plants are going to get and the shadows are going to cast to the other plants. And we got to make sure most of the things are in full sunlight. So like I said, we've been switching around 3 or 4 times and we might have found our place to put them now. And we will be putting them in the ground here in just a second. Okay, so the next one is the aurora berry. We just finished planting the boreal blizzard berry. I imagine this next part to take a while. We planted all these bushes, they all need to be watered, and the hose doesn't reach out here. So we gotta do everything by hand, and we have to give them a nice good soaking. So the next thing we have to do is protect our plants from the moose. So that's what Jacob is doing right now, creating fencing to make sure that what happened to my cherry trees or my cherry bushes last year don't happen again this year. Next day, we planted all of our berries and cherries yesterday out near the raspberries. And today what we're going to do is we're going to give some love to our garden beds by taking our eggshells that we've had since winter all the way up to this point. We're going to wash them, bake them, and then blend them and then add them to the garden bed. This will allow the eggshells to break down quicker to absorb into the plants. We have finished processing the eggshells, and this is how much we've had. These two, and this one. So now we have to add it to our garden bed. we've just completed adding the eggshells into our greenhouse as well. And we also added some out here into our asparagus garden. Hopefully this will increase the calcium for the plants to help them grow big and strong. And we did our best. As Jacob cuts up the rebar for lifting the fence on the last tree, this is what we are doing. We put the rebar in, then we lift the fence up to here. You don't need to worry about this bottom section as much. It's more the top of the tree that the moose will attack. They are very destructive, but they gotta eat. So we have one more tree to do. We already did 2, and let's get going on that. So Jacob is just taking the spare pieces of fencing that he cut to tie all the fencing together, because it's more than just one piece. And now he's using it just to secure it to the rebar by using that extra piece of fencing and twisting it. Jacob really is creative on solutions when it comes to doing anything around the house. It's kind of amazing, actually. Isn't that right? You're so amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we finished it in like 2 minutes. I thought that would take a little bit longer. No. Oh well. So we did that. What else we got to do? Let's find out. The next thing that I'm going to do in our garden today is be a little bit more attentive to the garden by pruning everything that needs to be pruned and kind of get all the weeds out that are still growing. So that's really, last year, I just feel like we didn't do as good of a job attending to the garden. So this year I'm really trying to be on top of it and get the best produce I can out of this garden. Something that we are trying new this year that will help out our garden bed in years to come, that we saw someone else do, was whenever we prune something, after you take it, then you just kind of dig a hole, you put it in there and cover it up. So that way it goes right back into the soil. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. We're trying it this year. Yeah, I just thought it was a neat little thing. But we have lots more to prune to keep these plants going and healthy and produce a lot more than we've gotten in the past years. So really hope it pays off. We still got plenty of time. Ooh, mosquitoes. For everything to get nice and big and produce our produce. So we're excited about that. So we're out here today and we're just clearing the grass away from all our raspberry plants. We did cut all the dead canes off the raspberries. We do have new shoots sprouting. I don't know if you can see, but right here, this is really what we're doing, just clearing it up. Don't want to use a weed whacker because, well, I don't want to destroy the canes. So I'm just doing everything by hand. It's very relaxing. I do enjoy it, and it makes it look a lot better. Pretty soon we're gonna have to transplant some of these new canes that are growing back in line with the rest. Because some of them are kind of like sprouting out maybe a little bit too far. But as of right now, just kind of making it noticeable where the new canes are coming out by just removing the grass. And I really enjoy this. I don't know why, but it's fun. We've had an amazing week. I mean, really, this weather that we were getting, it's incredible. It's saying 68 degrees, but it feels like it's almost like in the 80s. That may sound weird to some of you, but the sun is really intense during the summertime here, but I absolutely love it and I'm here for it. I'm always looking just to make sure I'm not actually pulling up any of the shoots that are coming out of the ground. But now you can see where these raspberry canes are at. Right here. Very nice. It makes me very excited that they keep just multiplying every year and we can keep growing this raspberry patch. And while I'm doing this, it's always kind of fun because there's like a new shoot and it's kind of like Christmas, a little surprise. I know it sounds weird. Sometimes they're kind of hard to spot because some of them are so little. That's why I'm trying to take my time doing this, and it does take a while. I did do one over here, a row, earlier this week, and it came out really good. Let's talk about the weather this week. The weather that we have seen this week is the best weather we've seen probably since July 2022. It's kind of incredible. It's been from 70 to 78. Today, we've had a cloudless sky today. It's supposed to get really hot, I think almost into the 80s. They've suspended all fire permits in our area due to the dangers of wildfires. There have been some wildfires burning in the Fairbanks area, and there are thunderstorms actually predicted for tonight, which is Saturday. So that has been your weather update.